hideous event. I've been to a few of them, and they're so smug and so phony. I'd rather clean up an elephant pen or have a colonoscopy than I had to sit through one of those insufferable dinners. So unless Donald Trump had rather sit in the White House and cut himself with sharp objects, I think going to Pennsylvania, where he's going to get some love rather than the hate that he would get at that dinner, very smart move, Mr. President. Good work.
Well, as Clayton said, yeah, that's one way to describe it. I've been to those too. I don't necessarily disagree with you. So, you know, we're looking at 100 days next week. Not everyone will report this poll, but according to one, 96% said that if they were to vote again, they would vote for Donald Trump, compared to just 2% that regretted. Those are among the people that voted for President Trump. When you look at these 100 days, Governor, how do you judge it?
Well, first of all, I think the 100-day mark is a bit arbitrary and unfair to the president. There's no magic in the first 100 days. It could be the first 300 days or whatever it is. But the press is never going to give him a fair shake. The fact is, we're in a very new place in the world. People respect us who didn't 100 days ago. This president showed the world that when he sees genocide, he's willing to stand up to it, as he did with the Tomahawks in Syria, that he is willing to take a strong stand, as he did with the mother of all bombs in Afghanistan against ISIS. He's already gotten concessions from the Chinese. He's put the fear of God into the North Koreans and the Russians. You know, they're just not giving the president credit. Look what's happened to the stock market since he was elected.
Right.
These are strong positive signs. I think the people who are with the president have a reason to stay with him right now.
Before we turn the page to an article in Politico about his schedule that he keeps while he's in the Oval Office, I want to get your take on some of the setbacks. We've had health care as an issue, of course, and also this week we could face a government shutdown. If you were president of the United States, what would you be instructing your staff to do, working with Congress? How does this measure up in the White House right now, this possible government shutdown looming?
Well, most people, if the government shuts down, will be unaffected by it. And a lot of the times when a government has the shutdown, the government works really hard to make things inconvenient. Honestly, is because if they were found out, they wouldn't be a senior White House aide. Look, I think it's great that the president reserves time so that he can hear from people that he knows and trusts, but people who aren't on his payroll. This is one of the smartest things this president is doing. People ought to respect him for it. Biggest mistake most chief executives make is they get inside a bubble and everything out is tightly controlled by the palace guard. This is a president who stays connected to the people who loved him before he was president, who still are honest with him, and with whom he can be brutally honest. It is a valuable relationship that he needs to have with those people. And frankly, the country is better when a president isn't so isolated and captured by his own palace guard. I think it's a great way for him to spend. If it's 2 hours a day, bravo.
All right, well, that is the Republican side. Meanwhile, the Democrats, they are on this unity tour, but it's turned into this series, it seems, of a profanity-laced hate speeches. Tom Perez has been out speaking out mainly about President Trump against him. Here's a little bit of that.
In 2018, you're not just going to say heck no, you're going to say hell no. He does not want anything branded Trump care. Well, maybe Ryan care. I'll tell you what I'd call it. I don't care, because he doesn't give a about health care. When we have the skinny budget of this president, he calls it a skinny budget.